Devotion to the divine mercy of Jesus. As Catholics, we have a lot of devotions. We have devotions to the saints, we have devotions to angels, and that's good. See, we ask them so that they can lead us to Jesus. And as Catholics believes this, uh, the saints and the angels can assist us to grow closer to Jesus. But one thing I like about the devotion to divine mercy is because it's directly given by Jesus, and it's also directly uh, a devotion directly to Jesus. Diba? In other words, hindi mo na kailangang dumaan pa sa santo, sa anghel. Like I said, okay naman yun, wala namang problema doon. But for me, it's also a good thing that we can go directly to Jesus, to His divine mercy. But before that, ano muna yung divine mercy? Ano muna yung mercy? Maybe the best way to explain it is to remind us of a story of a certain centurion na sinaksak yung tagiliran ni Jesus, sinaksak yung kanyang puso. Siya yung bulag na centurion na sinaksak yung tagiliran ni Jesus, and then pagsaksak niya, umagos yung dugo at tubig. Tumama sa mata niya at gumaling siya, nakakita siya. See, imagine that. Si bulag na centurion, gustong sinaksak si Jesus, gustong siguraduhin siguro kung patay na siya, and then sa kabila nun, pinagaling yung mata niya. Maybe that's also the best example of the mercy of God. Diba? Na minsan, patuloy tayong nagkakamali, nagkakasala, but God is offering His mercy to us. And I believe that's for all of us have sinned to God, that the only hope of salvation, especially sinners like us, is by approaching God to His divine mercy. So, napakalawak nung devotion, but maybe we can start of understanding the three things, the most things that I like about the devotion. First is the image of the divine mercy. Second is the chaplet of the divine mercy. And the third is the divine mercy Sunday. So, isa-isa natin. The image of the divine mercy. See, nung nagpakita si Jesus kay Sister Faustina, which is isa na ngang santo, siya ay saint na, Saint Faustina, nagpakita sa isang vision na meron siyang umaagos sa kanyang puso, two rays, isang ray na kulay puti, isang ray na kulay pula. And it signifies His mercy. Yung puti, yung tubig, cleanses our soul, and also the blood, Jesus, that cleanses our soul as well. See, tulad ng centurion, we are undeserved sinners, but because of His mercy, we can always have another chance. See, to be closer to Jesus, to be closer to God, to have hope of salvation. See, and the second one is the Divine Mercy Chaplet. Diba? So, maraming pangako dun sa Divine Mercy Chaplet. One of them is, sabi ni Jesus, through this chaplet you will obtain everything. Imagine that. To this chaplet you will obtain everything if what you ask for is compatible with my will. Diba? It's a great thing to think that even though we are unworthy, but to the devotion to His divine mercy, specifically the chaplet, we can ask for the graces that we need to be holy. We can ask for mercy to have another chance to be closer to Him, not only in this life, but to the next life. And lastly, the Divine Mercy Sunday, which we celebrate after Easter. See? And one of the greatest promises is that on that day, sabi ni Jesus, the soul that will go to confession and receive Holy Communion shall obtain complete forgiveness of sin and punishment. Imagine that. See that if you go to confession and receive Holy Communion, See, as if nawala, nabura lahat yung kasalanan mo. Diba? See, since God is also justice, hindi lang naman siya mercy, He is also a God who is a judge, rightful judge. Sometimes, even though we ask for certain forgiveness and even that God already forgiven us, but because of His justice, there's certain requirement pa rin na dapat mangyari. One of them is maybe you will spend time in purgatory for the sins that you committed, even though it's forgiven. But the promises is so powerful to realize that once He forgive you, once you go to confession and receive Holy Communion, binubura lahat ng Diyos, traces, I can say traces of that sin, na parang hindi mo ginawa. And that's powerful. Isa-isa natin, just put it back. Divine mercy image, the promises, those who venerate the image will not perish, and also promise victory over its enemies, over our enemies already here on earth. So, veneration of the image. Ano yun? Yung hindi sambahin yung image, but venerate. Diba? Yung image niya. So, kaya papansin mo maraming taong kinakabit yun sa pinto, ilalagay sa dingding, and they also pray in front of it because yung promise ni Jesus, those who will venerate it will receive great, tremendous graces. And the Divine Mercy Chaplet, like I said, that Jesus said, through the chaplet you will obtain everything. See, if what you ask for is compatible to His will. And lastly, the Divine Mercy Sunday, which again we celebrated first Sunday after Easter, that when we go to confession and receive Holy Communion, na parang everything, diba? Binubura ng Diyos. Every punishment, every related to the sin that you confess, inaalis ni Lord. In other words, pag namatay kayong oras na yon, okay, maybe 99%, 99.99 that you will be in heaven with Jesus. That's a powerful statement. And lastly, as a closing, it's important to realize that as human beings, nagkakamali, nagkakasala tayo sa Diyos. Diba? In other words, it's very hard to change. It's very hard to expect that in the end of it all, that we will be with heaven with Jesus. See, God is giving us an opportunity. God is giving us a chance that no matter how simple we are, no matter how far we are, God is offering us His mercy to be our last hope of salvation. He will give us another chance that in the end of our life, not only in the end of our life and also in this life, that He always be there. He always guide us until the last breath of our life, that He will be a merciful Savior to receive our soul. Thank you, brothers and sisters.